So we're a good distance into Emmy's route. Wow, there's a lot of save files. I completely forget where we're at, but we're apparently 4.5 hours in. Feels like a lot more. No, that's not right. Okay, that's alright. Let us continue where we left off. You haven't been forgetting to take your medicine, have you? Medicine. Why did I call it medication? Medicine seems a little childish. Oh well, not important. I'm catching a little murmur. Uh-oh. Maybe Hisao will have a heart attack. Ooh, I hope this isn't too loud. It just suddenly got really loud. Okay. You should take it easy for a few days. The nurse's words hurt me far more than the exhaustion of the morning run ever could. Take it easy for a few days? I knew I should have kept quiet. Keep my eyes on the floor, feeling like a complete idiot. Of course I hadn't been remembering to take my medication. Hisao! I've been rushing out of my room to get to track before Emmy. After the track meet a few days ago, I felt inspired, so I've been running warm-up laps in the morning before Emmy shows up. Oh, wow. But then today, while she and I were running, I felt a little pain in my chest. It was only slight and only for a second, so I mentioned it to the nurse. Oh no. Honestly, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I kept running and finished just fine, so it couldn't have been that bad. Why do I feel like I'm making excuses to the nurse? Moreover, why do I feel a need to justify continuing to run despite the pain? Really, it comes down to me being unwilling to concern Emmy, who seemed concerned anyway. I'm not sure how she was able to tell there was anything wrong. She claims I stumbled a little bit. I feel like my webcam zoomed in when I wasn't paying attention. I 100% adjusted this like 10 minutes ago. I don't understand how this works. Whoops. Get that out of there. And a little tilty. There. That's a little more centered, visible, less focused. Okay. Well, yeah. Interview for actual job pog, yeah. Hello, Lebowski, how you doing? She's the one who insisted I tell the nurse, so now I feel bad for worrying about her at all. The nurse is shaking his head ruefully while Emmy paces outside the room. You're gonna DM me? Oh. Please do it on Discord. I don't look at my Twitch DMs often at all. At all. Hisao, I know it's difficult for you to get into a new routine, but if you don't want to find yourself in a lot of trouble, you're gonna have to try harder. Take your medications, kids. Oh, I'm not. You can't afford to forget your pills, and you can't push yourself too hard. But if I don't push myself, how will I improve? These are the real questions. I don't know where that came from. Always take your heart meds, fellers. Yep, Lebowski knows what's up. The nurse seems to have an idea. Now where have I heard that before? He laughs and pats me on the shoulder. Huh, she's rubbing off on you, I guess. Oh, it's Emmy. Haha. His expression changes again and he's back in serious mode. Look, I'm not saying you shouldn't push yourself, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be taking your medication, and it doesn't mean you shouldn't stop if your chest starts to bother you. I'd prefer not to have any fatalities while I'm on the staff here. Wow, shocker. A bit of a lofty goal, to be sure, but I'm always up for a challenge. I hate to admit it, but I think he's right. I've got to remember to take my medication. You're right, I'm sorry to worry you. Who's worried? You're a smart kid, right? You know, sometimes. You know, you can be responsible, Hisao. A situation like yours, you've got to learn to be reasonably fast. Responsible fast. Big brain. I know. His expression suddenly becomes devious. I suppose you started to enjoy your runs with Emmy then, huh? Yeah, they've really been helping me. I mean, until today I was feeling a lot more healthy. It's pretty impressive to see Emmy run. Did you see her at the track meet? She was incredible! The nurse nods, grinning all the while. Oh, shit, did I just... No? Okay. I forget that I have to change my eyebrow color, and then I just touch my eyebrows, and hope that it doesn't all come off on my hands. That she was Hisao. I watched her first couple of races before I had some business to take care of, but she told me all about it. Kind of you to loan her your jacket, by the way. Oh yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal. I'd honestly forgotten all about that. I still haven't gotten it back. The nurse gets a smile that makes me feel like he's just made a joke. Not to you, but Emmy certainly appreciated it. And I know she appreciates your running with her in the morning. This one catches me off guard a little. Sure, she mentioned it was easier to keep a schedule with an extra person, but I didn't think I was doing her a favor at all. I thought she was doing me the favor of helping me follow the doctor's orders. She tries harder when you're around. If there's someone else running with her, she's gonna push herself more. And she tries even harder when you're around because, well, it's you. What? What the heck does that mean? Oh, you'd love to know, wouldn't you? What? This happened so fast. He laughs in the style of evil megalomaniacs. No, seriously, it's because you're her friend. Okay. If Rin ran with her, I'm sure she'd do the same. Can Rin run? Because you use arms for balance, right? I wouldn't be running if I were Rin. I'd be too nervous I'd fall down. Well, probably. But that's not the point. The point is, you're helping her even if you don't know you are. And she's grateful for that, even if she never says it. What do you mean, even if she never says it? Emmy doesn't talk a lot. But she and I have known each other for long enough that I can read her most of the time. I'll admit it. I have no idea what he's talking about. Emmy always seems pretty talkative to me. I see. The nurse suddenly realizes that he's been rambling and stops talking, looking a little embarrassed. You've so much to watch. Hi, Electro. Aren't you supposed to be at an arcade or something, playing Beat Saber or with a meetup with all your Quebec people? Something like that. It'll all be on YouTube. I'm gonna try and put this up by the end of today. Anyway, you don't have to stop your morning exercise. Just walk around the track instead of running for a few days. Let things calm down. And take your damn medicine! I laugh as I exit the office, bumping straight into Emmy. What the fuck? You got a Facebook message? Shut the hell up. Hang on. Gotta mute my Chrome, I guess. Nonsense. Get out of here. Mute. Continue. Whoops, sorry about that. How fitting. Oh, you're still setting up for the meetup. Okay. Are you okay? What did the nurse say? Do you need to go to a hospital? Oh my gosh, it was my fault, wasn't it? I've been pushing you too hard, haven't I? I'm a horrible person. Wow, that got oof, boy. The words pour forth like a torrent. Pour forth? What the? She's really agitated. I didn't expect her to be this concerned about me, to be honest. Gotta calm her down. But how the hell do I do that? I do the only thing I can think of. Hug her! Yes! I give her a hug. Emmy tenses up slightly, so I pat her head when I was... Head pats. This is perfect. Hey, settle down. You and Hisao are become one. We are become one. Here
comes Taylor Jones.
Thanks for the resub, Electro. Wow, you're the person that subbed to me for the longest. I don't think anybody else has a 5-month sub. I'm fine, okay? No worries. I can feel Emmy's body relax as I continue to assure her I'm fine. Her arms wrap around me as if she's trying to confirm that I'm not about to fall over dead. I catch a whiff of her hair. It smells like sweat. What? Or how adrenaline would smell. It smells like it's the scent of activity. What? And a hint of strawberries from her shampoo, I guess. Sal, let's calm down. Yes. Calm down. Only 5 months. Yes, only 5 months. To be honest, it does not feel like 5 months. It feels like way less. I just need to remember to take my medicine, that's all. Don't worry about it. It's not your fault. You're sure? Her voice is muffled, mostly because at the moment her face is pressed into my chest. Yeah, I'm sure. I just need to take it easy for the next few days. It suddenly occurs to me how close the two of us are. It also occurs to me how nice this being this close feels. Ooh, so. I can feel Emmy's heartbeat calming down and I resist the urge to rest my chin on the top of her head. Okay, see you, Electro. Have fun. Thank goodness. You really had me worried there, Sal. Emmy, you gonna come in here anytime soon? Wow, way to be a cockblock. Get the fuck out of here, nurse. Oh, I'm sorry. Was I interrupting? Curses. The two of us spring apart as if the other just caught on fire. Oh. Too soon. We've still got a Hanako at this school. Come on now. Emmy brushes her hair back nervously and laughs. Course not. I'll, see you later, okay? Oh, and Sal? Hmm? Take your damn medicine! Those last phrases punctuated by a punch to the shoulder. Yeah, I'll remember. See you later. The nurse smiles again like he's on some joke I don't know about. He's in on some joke I don't know about and waves to me as I head for my room, feeling a burning in my chest. Jesus, I need a shower. A cold one. Oh my! If the thoughts running through my head are now any indication. She was really soft. Ooh, this game took a turn! It was not like this last part. My pills are waiting for me when I make it to my room. I swallow them without a second thought. I don't know why I didn't think of waiting until after the runs to take them. For some reason, I figured it was when I woke up, or not at all. What? We're going a million miles a minute now. Yeah, you don't say. It's been 20 minutes. We've gotten like a good 5 minutes actually into the game, and suddenly we hugging, and we giving head pats, and she smells like strawberries. And we need to take a cold shower. Alright. That's cool. But no, they only need to be taken every 24 hours. The exact time of day doesn't factor into it. Take them at night. My thoughts drift back to the hug in the hallway. It's weird. You would expect someone to smell foul after a run, but for some reason, Emmy smelled right. That tinge of sweat just seemed to fit her. She's a runner? I really need that shower. Come on! Strange that it felt so natural for me to go up to the roof these days. I would have never done such a thing at my old school. In those days, I'd like to eat alone. No, that's not quite true. Though I liked to sit alone, I also liked to watch people. He sounds people watcher. I always figured that was the sort of person I was, but it appears I was wrong. Then again, I also thought I was the sort of person who had a normal heart, so there you have it. I don't know myself that well. Now I'm on the roof so that I can have lunch with a couple of people, and they are both girls, which is even stranger. Oddly enough, I feel closer to Emmy and Rin than I have felt to anyone at my old school. Somehow, I get the feeling they'd at least visit me if I wound up in the hospital. Probably. They know what it feels like to be in the hospital, that's for sure. Well, at least Emmy does. I don't know about Rin. I focus on the view from the roof, banishing such thoughts from my head. There's a light breeze blowing and the sun is shining high in the sky. The sky itself is deep blue with hardly a cloud in it. It's got pleasantly warm, and as I sit down to wait for my friends, I close my eyes and enjoy the feeling of the sun seeping into my skin. Oh, we gonna take a nap. That's cool. Voices intrude upon the edge of hearing. Seems to have fallen asleep on us, Rin. Maybe he's faking, to lull us into a false sense of security. Why would he do that? No idea. Still, you make a good point. We should kick him or something to make sure he's really asleep. Huh? What? Kick him! Kick him! Yes! Let's kick people! Fantastic! You need an alarm clock? Just get somebody to come in and kick ya. Emmy looms over me like the only a short girl can. What does that mean? Peering at me intently. Oh, you're awake. I guess we don't have to kick you then. Was it part of your master plan? What are you talking about? Emmy shrugs, her twin tails bouncing with the motion. I'm not sure either. You must be pretty tired to fall asleep out here. Although it's pretty comfortable, I suppose. She plops down next to me and begins to eat. Rin sits opposite from the two of us, a move which only makes me more aware of the girl sitting next to me. If I didn't know any better, I'd swear Rin did it on purpose. Rin probably did it on purpose. Next thing you know, she's going to be talking about a cloud that she saw and then leave. Lebowski, I hope you know what I'm talking about. I concentrate on my food, trying to tune out the majority of the conversation Rin and Emmy are having. Despite my best efforts, however, I still find myself glancing over at Emmy when she speaks. I notice how she purses her lips when she's thinking about something, squinting slightly, as if it would improve her thinking ability. Rin says something that makes Emmy laugh, and I notice, perhaps for the first time, how she laughs with her whole body, rocking back and forth, head thrown back, almost like she's about to fall over. That's not a laugh. She's not just laughing if that's what she's doing. She's laughing like hysterically, like can't breathe laugh. Excuse me, laughing. I probably look like a creep. It's about this time that I realize Emmy's looking at me. Her voice raised slightly, so she's probably just asked me a question. Huh? Sorry, I kinda zoned out there for a moment. Emmy rolls her eyes, with a slight quirk of the eyebrow is the only sign Rin's even paying attention. I said, did you get a career survey in your class too? You know, one of those, what do you want to do after high school things. I don't think so. Maybe we'll get one tomorrow. What are you going to put down? Hi, Sadie. How you doing? That's a really good question. I always figured I'd go to college after high school, but I've no idea what I'd do once I got here. With the heart attack and all, I'd be really concentrating on each day as I came rather than making long-term plans. I suppose I can safely start planning ahead again. I've always liked having at least a vague plan for my future, so it'll be nice when I come up with one again. Working. Yeah, I guess it is the morning, huh? Of course, that doesn't change the fact that right now, I've got absolutely no clue. I've always kind of assumed I just figured out in college, or just became a salaryman. That's pretty popular. But what do I really want to do? That's a tough question. Who really knows? While you're still in high school, who actually knows what they want to do and then sticks to it and still enjoys it when they're like 40? No. I guess they don't really want to do anything. You don't sound very excited about that one, do you? She laughs as she says this, and I'm caught up in her laugh again. It's so girlish, high and giggly, like a, well, pardon the cliche, like a babbling brook. I thought that was gonna read like a schoolgirl. That would have been way better. Come on. It bubbles out of her, starting in her belly and works its way up her throat. I can't help myself but laugh. I can't help but laugh myself. It's infectious. Yeah, I guess I'm pretty unhappy with the salaryman idea. But to be honest, I haven't given much thought to the future recently. I suppose that these days I've been more concerned with living one day at a time. Emmy considers this for a moment and grins. That's a pretty good idea, Hisao. I just wrote down pirate. Arrgh, matey. Captain Emmy. It's time to walk the plank. I'm momentarily stunned, then I start laughing. I stop myself and manage to gasp out a question. You're not actually serious, are you? Emmy looks mock offended. Well, I've got the legs for it already, so I just kind of figured I'd be peg leg Emmy. Double peg leg Emmy. Even Rim seems amused by this. Just you wait, I'll be the terror of the high seas. Look out, Blackbeard. It's Emmy Ibarasaki. I'll show you all. I've been working on my pirate voice. She suddenly springs up and begins swaggering up and down on the rooftop, shouting orders. Yar, me hearties! Give 'em a broadside with the long guns! We'll wear their guts for garters! Do you even know what that means? Rin's unexpected interruption stops Emmy in her tracks. Not really. But it's all in the delivery. This part so far is just the best one yet. This is fantastic. The ringing of the bell prevents her from demonstrating her point further. Emmy dashes off immediately, leaving Rin and myself alone on the roof. You can't even finish your lull. It's too funny. Rin stares at me intently for a few moments. Is there something wrong? Rin considers this question closely for a moment. After a lengthy pause, she shakes her head. Nope. Oh, why staring then? Rin shakes her head again. Nope, I don't get it. Get what? The staring thing. You two seem to, but I don't. Great, she saw me staring. Now she probably thinks I'm a pervert or something. Actually, probably not. This is Rin we're thinking about after all. No, she probably does, but she thinks it's okay because she thinks a lot of people are. Or something like that. Still, I feel the need to defend myself. I wasn't staring, I was just tired. I think he's a pervert just because he is! Rin actually snorts at this, but she doesn't say anything. No, really, I was just distracted. It's all, yes. You're distracted by Emmy, so you stare at her. Genius! A+ plan. Eager to end this conversation, I head back down to class. Greeted by the twin specters of Shizune and Misha, looking like they mean business. Well, Shizune looks like she means business anyway. Misha just looks like she's about to start laughing at any minute. Fuck, what voice was I doing for Misha? Up on the roof again, He-chan. You know it's dangerous, don't you? It's not the same voice. I should like clip myself doing each voice so I remember and I watch them before each stream. Hard parts. That's right. The school cannot be held responsible for any injury that comes from being up there, you know. That hair is epic. Yeah, she's got them drills down, man. Look at them. Furthermore, we could report you for breaking the rules. Misha leans in and whispers conspiratorially? But we won't, He-chan. You three are too cute together. She straightens up again and then, laughing at my sudden blush. You're too easy to tease, He-chan. Hey, come on. I'm still new here. Sort of. Isn't it mean to pick on the newcomer like this? Nope. It's to help you get acclimated to your new surroundings. I see. Well, do you have to be so overzealous about it? Yep. That aside, He-chan, we were looking for you this morning, but you weren't in your room. Of course I wasn't. I was out for my morning exercise or here in class, bright and early. Unlike you. Shizune looks peeved, and a beat later, so does Misha. Or she tries to, at any rate. That was because of student council business. You should be grateful that we worked so hard for you. Oh, I am. So what did you need me for? Not another attempt to rope me into their dirty work, I hope. We had to give you something, but since we weren't around, we dropped it off in your room. Something? Like what? Oh, you'll find out when you get back, He-chan. I hate that laugh. I don't know how to do it. Muto entering the room ends our conversation, and we head to our seats. It's only after I've settled down at my desk and the teachers started talking about something or other that something odd strikes me. What did Rin mean? You two seem to. Was Emmy staring at something too? For a brief moment, I considered the possibility that Emmy was staring at me the way I was staring at her. Of course, that's ridiculous. Still, I can't deny that I wouldn't mind it if it were true. But it's best not to think of it. I don't need to get my hopes up. Come to think of it, when did I start having hopes like that anyway? I shake my head in an attempt to clear it and focus on the lesson. After class, I make my way to my room. Muto really piled on the homework today. Sweet Christ. Before I can open my door, however, I am suddenly intercepted by Kenji, who has just exploded out of his room in a flurry of papers. Hey, we need to talk. These rooftop shenanigans of yours, man. They gotta stop. What? You're running around on the rooftop with the limbless wonder! What? Kenji! No! The limbless wonders! Oh, sweet Jesus Christ! Okay. They're a woman, man. You're gonna get yourself killed running around like that. I don't follow, Kenji. Kenji sighs and adjusts his glasses before what could be understood as an attempt at explaining himself patiently. Oh my. Oh my. Look. Look, we're friends, so I'm telling you this for your own good. But if I were gonna kill someone, I'd do it by throwing them off a roof and making it look like an accident. This sounds oddly familiar, doesn't it? Sadie, I don't know if you were here for this, but Kenji and I had a picnic on the top of the roof, and accidentally, I fell off the roof. Kenji's got some plans. And if I've thought about it, you can be sure they've thought about it too. They're crafty, almost as crafty as I am. I see. Good. I'm glad we had this chat. Loan me 500 yen. I'm sorry? I need to get a drink, man. A $5 drink? Where you going, Starbucks? I've been inside all day and the tap water's been compromised, as I'm sure you know. So I need to stock up on something canned. Got it? But to do that, I need 500 yen. Well, it's not Starbucks if it's canned. And since I've just saved your life with that timely advice, you can at least spare me 500 yen. You know, if it'll make him go away, 500 yen is a bargain. I hand the money over to Kenji, who nods and thanks, and dashes off down the hallway, but not before he locks his door 18 times. Got him. What an exhausting person. I'd better go in case he changes his mind. Good idea. Good idea. As I close the door, my heel taps against something lying on the floor. It's a brightly colored rectangle of paper. This must be the something Misha mentioned before. Probably a student council leaflet she slid under the door. However, when I pick it up, I find I couldn't have been more wrong. Someone actually wrote me an old-fashioned, handwritten paper letter. What year is this? Who bothers doing something like that in this day and age, anyway? Yet, as unlikely as the prospect of receiving one sounds, this is definitely a letter I have in my hands. Gotta call the expert, you gotta get your guy, you gotta make sure it's a genuine letter. I was planning on finishing my homework, getting some dinner, and going to bed in order to be ready for tomorrow morning's run. However, this letter naturally caught my interest, and I stood at my desk to examine it properly. Okay, but like, you just finished school, and you immediately went to your dorm, and you were just gonna do homework, and then go to bed? What time is it? It can't be later than like 4 o'clock. Looks like a postcard. This is the first piece of mail I've received here at Yamaku, so it feels special even if it wasn't something as rare as a handwritten letter. What causes me even more trepidation is the name of the sender, written neatly on the back of the envelope. Iwanako. Oh! Bad hearts make for sleepy boys. Alright, that's fair. Still though, that's like 14 hours if he goes to bed at 4 o'clock and wakes up at 6 a.m. I have no idea why she would write to me. I haven't been in contact with anyone from my old school since I transferred, and Iwanako is the last person I'd expect to want to write me a letter. The last time I saw Iwanako was terribly awkward, embarrassingly so. She came to my hospital room, peeled me an apple out of courtesy. Wow, that's okay. And then we practically sat in silence for a half hour. She said goodbye, and didn't even look me in the eyes when she closed the door. It might have been a natural end to a series of visits that were probably pretty painful for both of us. Every time she visited me in the hospital, I wanted to talk to her, but something stopped me every time. Every time that I didn't speak made the next time even harder. She looked so guilty that I didn't want to say anything that might upset her, and I could never figure out the right words to say. I, I think Iwanako blamed herself for my heart attack. That's ridiculous, of course, but knowing it and believing it are two very different things. I told her that it wasn't her fault, and she nodded, and I really think she understood that if it hadn't been for that, then sooner or later something else would have made my heart give out. Yet she looked so hopelessly sad every time she opened the door and entered my room. So I never managed to say the things I wanted to say, and in the end, that might have hurt her even more. Carefully, I open the envelope and draw out the folded letter from within. That is a long-ass letter. Dear Hisao, how are you? I hope you're happy at your new school. Everyone here misses you. Almost all of our second-year class got put together in Class 3-1 for the final year, so we're pretty comfortable right from the beginning of the year. I'm sure you would have been assigned to this class as well. The mood among third years seems to be very anxious about the final exams, even though they're so far away. The teachers are badgering us about it all the time. Even old Mr. Tachibana, who is, by the way, our homeroom teacher this year. Would you believe it? I was sure he'd retire after our second year, but here he is, nagging everyone about studying for exams. I think things like that are the main reason why the mood among third years is so nervous. I must admit I'm somehow losing confidence in myself as well, even though I always fared reasonably well in exams. It's so weird to think that we're already seniors, isn't it? Seniors. They don't say seniors in Japan, they say third years. Get your shit together. Time has really flown past. Okay. I wonder where it went. The new first years seem so young. Okay, hold on. You call them first years, but yourself seniors. Genius. The new first year seems so young and innocent somehow. Why is my nose always so stuffy when I play this game? I don't understand. I keep wondering if I was like them in my first year. I've been feeling nostalgic like this for the whole first trimester. They also don't do trimesters in Japan. There are other things I want to say. I'm writing to you because I felt like there were some things I should have said after the incident back in winter. I really regret that I wasn't able to say them in person, and I have no excuse for it. Yeah, I think I've had quite enough of this. Wow, okay. I crumple up the sheet of paper and toss it across the room. My aim is off so the letter rolls under my nightstand instead of going into my wastebasket. That was an apology for abandoning me, except I don't really know that I really need it anymore at this point. The hospital seems like a lifetime ago, and here, now, I've got other things on my mind. Emmy, for starters. It It wasn't great to be abandoned during my stay, but it's not something I'm worried about anymore. In fact, I hadn't even thought about the hospital in what feels like forever until this letter came in. It's almost annoying to have to receive it. I've got exams to study for myself, and no time for the past. Now about that homework. Another night goes by. So what's the plan for today anyway? Hello? Clicky clicky. There we go. I'm waiting patiently in the hall of the girls' dormitory just outside of Emmy and Rin's rooms. You can just waltz in there? Alright. Emmy is apparently helping Rin with getting dressed. I suppose that makes perfect sense, as I have no idea how Rin would get dressed otherwise. Picnic! Picnic? That's what I said. Sounds pretty exciting. I know, right? Rin chooses this moment to make an observation. The sky seems threatening today. Actually, I noticed that too on my way over. Despite the sunshine of the early morning, the afternoon seems to have taken a turn for the gloomy. There's a heaviness to the air as well that usually heralds a rainstorm. I wonder if I should have brought my umbrella. She's got a point. Emmy, you sure you still want to get risk? You sure that you still want to risk getting caught in the rain? I don't even know why I bothered asking. Emmy pops out of Rin's room into the hallway, looking shocked that I'd even suggest canceling our plans. Of course! What, the threat of rain's supposed to stop me? I can't help but grin at her belligerent response. It's almost like she's daring the rain to come. If Mother Nature were walking down the street, I think Emmy would probably start a fight with her. Or at least challenge her to a race. In fact, Emmy seems most aggressively cheerful today. Rin wanders out in the hallway, looking her usual self. Well then, are we all ready to go? I'm ready. Rin nods and says a single word. Basket. Beg pardon? The basket in Emmy's room. You should carry it. Emmy claps a hand to her mouth, embarrassed. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about it. Nice save, Rin. Emmy darts into her room and emerges with what looks like a very well-stocked picnic basket. As she hands it over to me, I note that it feels heavy enough to be one, too. Good lord, how much food did she pack? Sounds like something I'd say. More to the point, where'd she get the money for all this? So, are we set to head out? Yep. Rin gives another nod, and we head out of the dormitory. I can't help but frown when I notice how gray the sky's gotten in the 10 minutes I was inside. Still, Emmy doesn't seem concerned, but by such petty concerns as the color of the sky, she's positively skipping as we walk. Which reminds me, where are we going? Is this the thinking tree? This brings Emmy up short and she shoots me an embarrassed look. You know, I hadn't really thought of that. What do you think, Isao? Well, there's a spot where we ate during the festival, but it might be nice to leave the campus for a while. But I'm not sure if there's any good places to do that in town. Just as I'm about to open my mouth, Rin unexpectedly interjects with a suggestion. There's a park in town near the art shop. Great idea, Rin. I totally forgot about that place. Crisis averted. Do you know how to get there, Rin? Rin shrugs. It's pretty likely. Good enough for me. I'd prefer knowing for sure, but what the hell. Lead on, Rin. The three of us quickly make our way off campus and take the road down into town. The basket's a bit heavy, so I hope the park is close by. We pass the art supply store, Rin slowing her pace slightly as we go by. Emmy notices Rin's change of pace and stops. You want to go in, Rin? Rin shrugs. Nothing I need. Are you sure? There's a slight flutter of a smile on Rin's face, quickly replaced with her usual expression. Life's uncertain, but on this, I'm at least I'm pretty sure. Nice of you to offer. Well, it's not like I'm the one carrying the basket, but I'll bet Hisao wouldn't have minded anyway, right? Of course not. This is hardly a heavy load. I flex for emphasis. Emmy stifles a snort of laughter by pointing to the park at which we've suddenly arrived. I remember this place. I ran into here that one time, didn't I, Rin? Rin's eyebrows raised slightly. Maybe. I'm unwilling to say for certain one way or another. Memory's a tricky thing, you know. Well, I'll be. We made it in one piece after all. The sun's still nowhere to be seen, but neither Emmy nor Rin seem to mind. Ooh, look at this cuteness. We find a spot to sit on the grass, and I set the basket down gracefully. There's a surprising amount of food prepared. That is a tiny-ass basket. What do you mean? Maybe we're supposed to be joined by some of Emmy's teammates or something? I'm starving. Dig in. She attacks the food as if she had nothing to eat for years, just like my cats. Sweet Christ, that noise scared me. Oh. Just as I'm reaching for the food myself when I feel the first drop of rain land on the back of my hand. Uh-oh. Looks like the weather's not going to cooperate with us after all. Emmy glares at the sky as if that alone will hold back the rain. I very nearly believe she can do it. It's one heck of a glare. It'd better cooperate. You hear me, Sky? You stop that raining right this instant, or I'm gonna put you in timeout. Don't make me count to 3. The Sky doesn't seem inclined to listen to her, despite the commanding tone she's taken with it. Instead, the rain seems to increase. Ooh, daring. Rin wrinkles her nose in the distaste of this turn of events. Regrettable. What do you mean? Rin shrugs. I could paint this if I weren't out here. Shame to miss it is all. She doesn't seem angry or annoyed about it, just a little disappointed. Emmy laughs in response to Rin's comment. Guess we should have stopped in that art supply store after all, huh? The rain increases a little more, offended we haven't fled yet. Despite the warm temperatures we've been enjoying, the rain is rather cold. I wish I'd brought my umbrella. Hey, maybe we should head inside to keep dry. We are already pretty wet, Hisao. Yeah, but we can dry off this way and maybe wait out the storm. You don't want to catch a cold or anything, do you? Emmy considers this for a moment. I can tell that part of her wants to stay out of the rain just despite the weather. Unfortunately for her, the weather hardly cares about what we do. I suppose you're right. Where could we go? I don't have an answer for her. The area is still pretty new to me. Though I guess I'm slowly getting used to the school itself, the surrounding town still remains a mystery. All I know is the art supply store, and that's only because we've just passed it. Fortunately, Emmy snaps her fingers in triumph. That's it! There's a tea shop nearby. We can have some tea and dry out, no problem. That doesn't sound like a bad idea. Great, you know where it is? Emmy nods, looking fairly confident. Sure do. I think. But it'll be an adventure either way, right? Adventure, huh? Suppose we could use a little adventure in the rain? Definitely, great plan. I think as long as we get in the rain, I'll be happy. The picnic basket is lighter now, at least. Lead on. Rin and I follow Emmy as she weaves through the streets with some approaching confidence. Now a left here. There, the Shanghai. Emmy beams triumphantly as she points to the tea shop. Seems fairly crowded inside, a symptom of the rain, I'm sure. Oh, look, it's the librarian. Fuck. Welcome, I'm surprised to find out that her waitress is none other than Yuko. She looks the part in her uniform. It's hard to believe this is the same librarian from our school. Does she work 2 jobs? Guess that must be it. Oh, it's you. Yuko seems to know Emmy. Emmy grins brightly, pleased to be remembered. Hey, Yuko. Hi, Yuko. I didn't know you worked here, too. Do I know you? You seem awfully familiar, but I don't think I've seen you in here before. We met at your other job, at the Yamaku Library. Remember? Her eyes widen in memory. Yeah, that's it. Nice to see you again. Oh no, this is bad. I should have remembered a customer's face. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry. Yuko goes from a realization to panic in a split second, performing a series of high-speed bows. I narrowly avoid getting headbutted in the process. Whoa, hey, calm down. Listen, I wasn't a customer when we first met. In fact, I've never been to the Shanghai, so it's alright. Not the best display of logic, but it seems to relax her a little. Do you really think so? Yeah, I'm sure. Positive. Isn't that right, girls? Emmy's been watching this little drama unfold with considerable amusement. Yep, sure is. Well, okay. So, Yuko, got room to seat us? Yuko nods and leads us to a corner booth, providing us with some towels before taking our order. Why they got towels in there? What will you have? Cake and some tea, too, I guess. What kind of cake? Surprise me. Yuko looks uncomfortable at the thought of surprising anyone, but she gives a nod and turns to Rin. And for you? I'll take a straw. My feet are all wet. Sorry? The drinking kind of straw. One, please. Yuko is obviously uncertain what to think about this. She fiddles with her pen and stationery for a moment, looking like she's about to cry before turning in my direction. Poor Yuko. And you, sir? Just tea, I think. Emmy would probably yell at me if I ordered cake. Aw, come on, Hisao. Don't let me be the only one with food. I'll feel like a pig. Just try and eat healthy. Your orders, after all. Well, today is your day off. You can be healthy tomorrow. Well then, I suppose I'll have some cake after all. Yuko seems slightly more irritated that I'm changing my mind. What kind? I glance at Emmy and grin. Surprise me. Yuko sighs and nods. Very well, your order will be out soon. Despite the crowd, our order does not indeed arrive quickly. Thanks, Yuko. It does? Whatever. Yuko nods in appreciation. This is a different guy than usual, isn't it? What? Different guy? Emmy must notice my confusion, but seems a little embarrassed. What? Yeah, I guess he is. This is my friend, Hisao. We've met. Huh, small world. Well, let me know if you need anything. With that, Yuko takes off like a shot to wait on some other tables, leaving me to ponder her comment. Different guy, huh? Guess it makes sense, right? Emmy's pretty popular, or so I've been told. It's probably that kid from the track team. This is stupid. I can just ask Emmy. So who's this other guy, huh? You got a secret lover or something? Bold. Emmy laughs again, only I get the feeling it's from nervousness as much as anything else. It's just the track team captain. He likes coming down here after practice sometimes. So if we have anything to discuss, I tag along. Call him out, boy. Sounds mighty suspicious. What you got going on there, Emmy? Oh, I see. I could let the matter drop, but I can't resist at least getting another dig in. So it is a secret lover. I knew it. Rin watches our play, seeming mildly amused before muttering something that I don't quite catch. Anyway. What? Rin jerks back from wherever your mind wandered off to. Huh? What'd you just say? Huh? No, before that. No idea. Oh well. Okay. I let the matter drop, but I can't help notice that Emmy seems relieved that Rin interrupted the conversation. Maybe I went a little too far. Conversation dies down for a moment as Emmy and I busy ourselves with cake. Mine is strawberry. Surprisingly good. We got some swords in here or something? What was that noise? Supposed to be utensils? Emmy seems to think so too, as she suddenly reaches over with her fork and steals a bite. A bit? Whatever. So yeah, apparently our swords are our forks are our swords here in this world. Don't worry about it. It's no big deal. Thief! Pirate. There's a difference. Yar har fiddly dee. What's the next part? The life of a pirate is something for me? Whatever. Well, no, but there's a lot of water outside, so it's the works, right? Besides, you can have some of mine. I think it's cranberry or something. I should have asked for the strawberry. I like strawberries. Is that why your hair smells like strawberries? Feel free to help yourself to mine if you really must. She already did! For some reason, I feel compelled to add, Seeing as how you've already done it once and all. There we go. Emmy sticks her tongue out at me, but that doesn't stop from my appropriating my cake. I try some of hers as well. It's raspberry and pretty good. Cranberry? Come on. The rain's let up. It would appear that Rin is correct. Good timing, too. I finished my food, and it looks like Emmy has as well. We'd better pay and get a move on before it starts raining again. It takes a few minutes to get Yuko's attention, but we pay and get out pretty quickly. So, you want to go back to the park? My jaw nearly drops. Are you kidding? It's gonna rain again. In fact, I think I just felt some raindrops. You might be right. Well, okay, I'll let you off the hook this time. But you owe me a picnic now. Got it? I don't know if she's addressing me, Rin, the both of us. Fine. Now hurry up. I want to get some laps in at the track, and it would be nice to do so without the rain. I thought today was your day off. Well, Emmy seems reluctant to explain herself. I did it again. I need to practice. And I need to burn off that cake anyway. Why do I get the feeling that she's leaving something out? Are you sure? It wasn't that much cake. No, it wasn't that much cake for you. I ate most of it. She's got a point there. Still, I feel like I could at least offer to run with her. Save. So, obviously we have to follow her, right? We gotta get the good ending. Oh, big stretch. I think we should run with her. Or at least offer. Be a nice person. Hey, I'll run with you. Might as well, right? Emmy shakes her head empathetically. No, you won't, Hisao. Rest is critical for you, remember? Fine, I'll walk around the track. Just let me. I won't allow you to push yourself too hard. I guess she's better at giving advice than taking it. Whatever you say, Emmy. Damn it. I think it's probably best not to press the issue. As we approach the girls' dormitory, it starts to rain again. Emmy's expression sours slightly. Aw, man. Stupid rain. Hey, it'll let up soon enough, then you can go running, right? Emmy snorts, seemingly amused. Like I'm not gonna run in the rain. Well, you shouldn't. You'll catch a cold or fall. And then be wet in the rain because you've fallen, because you got metal feet and they slip. Emmy waves her hand airily. Ridiculous. I don't get colds. My immune system is far too strong for something like that. Cannot help but laugh. We'll see you tomorrow then, okay? No cold? Yeah. Thanks for coming. Oh, and for carrying the picnic basket. I'll bring it for lunches tomorrow so we can have our picnic on the roof. Sounds good to me. See you then. Emmy grabs the basket from me and shoots through the door. Rin gives me a sort of half nod and ambles inside as well. Damn, it's wet out here. Need to get back to my room and into some dry clothes. I'm soon in front of my door, but I'm intercepted by the sun. God damn it, Kenji, and your books. Hey man, give me a hand, would ya? Huh? The books are unceremoniously dumped into my arms as Kenji fumbles with his room key. What? I'm soaking wet. Get your fucking books off me. Thanks, you're a lifesaver. If you weren't around, I'd have to keep my door unlocked, and that's just begging for trouble. The perfect opportunity to set up an ambush, or maybe just plant a bomb if they didn't want to get their hands too dirty. What? Excuse me? Probably don't. Afraid they'll break a nail or something if they have to stab me. Women. My mind thinks about digesting the verbal torrent that's just been unleashed, but elects to remain uncomfortably in the dark. Remain comfortably in the dark. Anyway, where have you been, man? I could have used some help carrying these back from the library. I knocked on your door, but you weren't there. Oh, sorry. Not really. You appear to think I'm some kind of pack mule. How was that with Emmy and Rin? Jesus Christ. Kenji staggers back in shock. It looks like I just shot his dog if he had a dog. The limbless ladies again? Jesus Christ. Christ.
What'd you do this time?
Well, we wound up to Shanghai. I'm prevented by continuing by a sudden exclamation of despair.
The Shanghai? Why the Shanghai? No, man. You can't just go to the damn Shanghai. It's the most dangerous place in the city. A veritable stronghold of their best agents. I know. I've met them. They'll stop at nothing to lull you into a false sense of security and then BAM!
It's store for emphasis.
Wallet's gone. Bus pass gone. Identity fucking gone, man. Promise me you won't go there again.
He seemed so vehemently opposed to the idea of the Shanghai that I'm willing to lie a little in order to get into my room. Sure, I won't go there again. Or at least I won't ever tell you I've gone there again. This seems to mollify my bespectacled companion. Good. Sorry to come on so strong, but I know the danger there just too well to let... Oh. My bad.
Sorry to come on so strong, but I know the danger there too well to just let you wander into the lion's den again. You got out of there alive once, but twice is pushing it.
Well, I need to get changed and do homework, so I'll see you later.
Huh? Oh, sure, whatever.
I suddenly remember that I'm still holding his books. You'd better take these. I catch a glimpse of one of the titles, something about cryptography. What a weirdo. Kenji grabs his precious cargo from me and disappears through his doorway. I open my door and walk in, grateful to get out of my soaking wet clothes. The rain outside picks up, and I find myself hoping that Emmy's not out running in this weather. She seems so adamant about doing the run alone. Why is cryptography weird, dude? I don't know, because it's Kenji. I can't help but wonder if her leg is still bothering her. I try to remember whether or not I've seen her limping at all today, but I can't. Guess it was too caught up in enjoying the day, even if it did rain on us. And as I think back over the events today, I find myself focusing on my running partner. Your friends took cryptography? I didn't know that was a class. Her complete refusal to allow the rain to spoil her plans was incredibly cute. But there's something else there, too. Sort of an unflappable attitude when it comes to enjoying the day as it comes. I really like that quality. Maybe I need to do a little of that myself. Alright, with this, I'm going to take this opportunity to take a quick break so I can go to the bathroom. I will be right back. And I will mute my mic. Unflappable is an odd word. Okay, I'll be back. Hey now, what do you mean Miki's gone party on? Guys are silly. Alright. The sound of my alarm brings me out of a dream involving pirates and some other stuff I can't really remember. I'm a little bleary-eyed and it feels like it takes me longer than usual to get dressed and down to the track. A glance at my watch reveals that I was right. I am, in fact, running a little late. Thing is, there's no Emmy. That's odd. She should be here. She caught a cold. She should definitely be here. I mean, I was late. Guess I wasn't the only one who had trouble getting up this morning. The thought crossed my mind that it never quite stopped raining yesterday. Did she go running anyway? Seems like Emmy. Emmy's a lot of things, but cautious is not one of them. She probably figured the rain wouldn't stop, and that's why she was so adamant about running alone. Still, I would have gladly run with her, even if it was in the rain. Heck, if anything, I would have been able to convince her to come in once it got really bad, and that would be why she didn't want me along, of course. Even so, I can't help wanting to know where she is. Well, nothing for it. I better stretch out and run and hope that Emmy shows up with a grin and an excuse. On my cool-down lap, I'm forced to admit that Emmy isn't showing up. Furthermore, I have no idea where she is. Anxiety gnaws at me while at the same time, I wonder just why I'm so worried over her. The run helped me take my mind off it for a little while, but now I'm finished and back to worrying. It was weird not having her there. Downright unnerving. It suddenly dawns on me that I've been running to hang out with Emmy as much as I've been running to stay healthy. Probably more to be with Emmy, now that I think of it. It's one of those things that are completely obvious, yet somehow I never realized it. She really is someone I enjoy being with. As revelations go, it's hardly world-shaking. At the same time, I find myself feeling slightly shocked. When did this happen? Well, no time to think about this. Though I want to ponder this new development, I have a greater desire to find out what's happened to Emmy. I'll ask the nurse when I stop in to see him. She caught a cold! Well, you seem to be in good shape, Sal. That's good to hear. I replace my shirt and stand to leave as usual, except instead of leaving, I ask a question. Hey, where's Emmy? She didn't show up this morning. Is she okay? While I try valiantly to conceal the anxiety in my voice, the nurse's expression suggests that I failed miserably. You mean she didn't tell you? She's sick in bed. What? Sick? The nurse shrugs. Yeah, she came to my office early this morning with a fever. To be honest, I'm surprised she made it here. She was burning up when she arrived. She believed she'd planned to let you know, but she asked me to tell you. Oh, shoot. The nurse gives a sheepish smile that seems at least partially sincere. I told her I'd stop by the track to let you know just in case she forgot, too. Sorry about that. But we don't need to tell Emmy I forgot, right? I return the nurse's smile with a devious one of my own. Oh, of course not. This is fine blackmail material. I'll save her for when I need a favor from you. Nurse laughs. Well, I guess I deserve that. But you know, I've got tons of blackmail on you that you're not even aware of. So don't push your luck, okay? My expression earns another laugh from the nurse. I'm just kidding, Sal. But seriously, don't tell me I forgot, okay? Your secret's safe with me. Oh, good. Now go on, get out of here. Wait, I got one more question. Shoot. Is she gonna be okay? Oh yeah, definitely. Her fever was high, but it was already starting to go down by the time she came into my office. How would you know? I'll probably check up on her again at lunch to be sure, but I expect she'll be up and about by the evening no matter what. Maybe I should visit her after class. Takes me a second to realize this spoken aloud. The nurse raises an eyebrow and gives me a searching glance for a moment. Well, might not be a bad idea. You could let me know if she's taking a turn for the worse, I guess. But no funny business, you got it? I know what meds you're on after all. What is that supposed to mean? I think that's a threat against my life, but I'm not sure. Either way, I assure the nurse that my intentions are chaste and exit the office. Interesting that the nurse sees me as some sort of potential suitor to Emmy. Even more interesting is how pleased that makes me feel. I need a shower. Again? Jesus. The lunch bell rings and I find myself disinclined to make my way up to the roof. After all, I'm betting Rin knows where Emmy is, and in that case, I doubt she'd bother going up there either. More to the point, I doubt we'd have any sort of scintillating conversation if she did. Chances are she'd prefer to be up there alone anyway. Unfortunately, I don't really feel like heading to the cafeteria either. Guess I'll have to go to the library instead. I need a new book to read anyway. Having finished my other one yesterday before bed, maybe I can find more by the same author. I love libraries. They smell like dust and paper and ink. All the stories and facts and opinions crowded together in one place make the air come alive with potential. I'm not sure how to navigate Yamaku's library yet, having mostly stuck to books I brought with me, so I searched for the librarian to ask for help. I suppose she's not around. Can't believe it. Yuko, looking rather distracted, suddenly emerges from one of the aisles. Excuse me. Oh, can I help you? Actually, I was looking for a book. So am I. Advanced Cryptography. It just got it in, and now it's gone missing. I really, really wanted to read that one. Cryptography? Yeah, that is... This guy I knew. No. Not sure how to describe it. Skip to the end. He got me interested in cryptography, only now the book's gone and I think it's been stolen. That sounds pretty terrible. Yeah, especially now because I have to search the whole library for it, even though it's probably not even here. You seem busy. A little. She dashes off on her own down an aisle, and I resign myself for finding my own damn book. Plenty of choices. Oh, come on, how did I get lost? These aren't even printed books, they're all in Braille. Guess that makes sense in a school like this, but honestly, it's a little annoying. I'm sorry, is someone there? A lilting voice drifts out from behind one of the cubicles set up for research. As I approach, I see Lily's been reading a book while I've been stomping about the aisles. Oh no, I should be apologizing. I didn't mean to make so much noise. My, is that you, Hisa? I've not heard you in quite some time. I was beginning to think you'd forgotten all about me. Sorry. Lily laughs in a refined manner of hers and shakes her hand. Her head? One of those two. I'm only teasing you, Hisao. From what I hear, you've been busy. Morning runs with Emi Ibarazaki and lunch on the rooftop, if I'm not mistaken. Best girl? If Lily's best girl, why didn't you vote for Lily instead of Emmy then? Come on, man. Pick. Yeah. Guess word gets around pretty quickly. That and I can't coax poor Hanako on the roof anymore. Oh, you did vote for Lily. Oh, well. Sorry. It was close. It was very close. Many very close. You three are always up there, claiming the spot for yourselves. She chides me gently, though it's pretty clear she's just teasing me again. Still, I feel an odd need to apologize. Sorry, we can eat somewhere else if there's a real problem. Oh no, I wouldn't worry about that. Hanako and I have other things to do at lunch too, such as read in the library, as you can see. Oh, Hanako's here too? I didn't see her. Lily smiles a bit enigmatically. Weird adjective, but okay. Oh, she's around here somewhere. But I'm surprised, Hisao, you're in here instead of up there. What brings you to the library? Well, Emmy's ill, so there's no lunch on the rooftop to keep me occupied. Lily raises an eyebrow at my statement before giving another chuckle. My, poor Rin must feel left out. It's not like that. Ah, I'm sure it isn't. Emmy tends to be the life of whatever group she's in. It's a shame to hear she's fallen ill. Will she be okay? Somehow I get the feeling that Lily's just inquiring out of politeness, but I respond anyway. The nurse thinks so. I'm gonna swing by and see how she's doing after school myself. Another raised eyebrow. Now that's 2 eyebrows raised. My, what a noble gentleman you are, Hisao. It's nothing really, just checking up on a friend after all. Ah, so it's just friends, is it? How disappointing. I blush, glad that Lily can't see, but somehow she knows I've been flustered by her comment anyway and laughs. I'm sorry, Hisao, I'm teasing you again. Please do tell Emmy I hope she feels better, won't you? I glance at my watch. A glance at my watch reveals that I'm very nearly out of time to find my book. Of course. Hey, I've got to find a book before lunch, so I better get moving. See you later. That was probably not the best phrase to use. However, Lily takes my gaffe in stride. Until we meet again, Hisao. I never do find the book I was looking for, but I walk out with something else instead. My stomach growls slightly, letting me know that I should have had something for lunch. Oh well, I'll grab something before I visit Emmy later. It seems as if time has decided to slow down for the express purpose of annoying the hell out of me. Class feels like it drags on for ages. I suspect that my being consumed with worry is probably something to do with it. Blessedly, the bell rings and I dash out of class, drawing a few raised eyebrows, I'm sure. I've spent the majority of my day here, fretting as unobtrusively as I could. Even though the nurse thinks that Emmy is perfectly okay, I want to see for myself. It doesn't take long to get to the girls' dormitory and make my way to Emmy's room. Standing outside her door, I suddenly pause. What if she's resting? I'd hate to wake her up, especially if she's still feeling ill. Then again, if she sleeps all day, then it could throw off her sleeping schedule. But rest is important when you're ill, isn't it? I can't decide what to do, so I settle for standing outside the door and looking like an idiot. Then I hear Emmy's voice from behind the door. Thanks for your concern, but really, I'm okay. Is she talking to me? I'll see you at practice tomorrow. Guess not. Still, clearly, she's not asleep, so I can knock without worry. Why is this clenched feeling in my gut? I wasn't nervous about dropping by the other day, so why today? Granted, I haven't really had time to figure out if this newfound interest in Emmy's well-being. I don't have a lot of experience in the matter, of course, but this certainly seems to go beyond feelings of mere friendship. But could I take that step? Could I even bring myself to risk what I have right now? I mean, it's enough to be friends with her, isn't it? Either way, shouldn't I just open the door and see how she's doing? That's why I came here, right? What if she's not dressed yet? Oh my god, Isao! The image that flashes through my mind causes my heart to skip a beat. Literally. I should probably not ever think those thoughts again, not if I want to avoid a heart attack. Suddenly I realize I'm still standing in the hallway looking like an idiot. Emmy seems to be in the middle of a conversation, but I knock anyway. Hopefully she won't mind the interruption. You worry too much. Come in, the door's locked. Unlocked. That's why you can come in. So it is. I open the door and step in, which is about where my thought process comes to a grinding halt. Oh! She's so cute looking. Emmy's sitting up in bed, her hair tousled from the day spent asleep, but I think this is the first time I've seen her without those familiar beads in her hair. She's so heckin' cute! Why is she wearing her gym uniform though? Like, where are your PJs? Gym shirt and bloomers, obviously hastily pulled on before I came in, are creased and folded from less than proper storage. Okay, gotcha. Her legs stay bare on the sheets. I've never seen Emmy without her prosthetics before, yet here she is, slender legs terminating in stumps just before her knees. Just after her knees. Whatever. As odd as the sight is, I find myself more captivated by everything north of the waist. Who says that? It seems that Emmy finished her conversation with whoever was on the phone with her and is now watching my reaction closely out of her one open eye as she wipes sleep from the other. Hisao is a perv. You are so right. Her expression, far from being embarrassed, is rather one of surprisingly wide yawn, one perhaps appropriate from such a small mouth. A grin for that brief moment seems almost flirtatious tugs at the corner of her mouth. What? A grin that for a brief moment seems almost flirtatious, comma, tugs at the corner of her mouth as she takes in the sight of me. Commas are important, people, don't forget this shit. I can do nothing but remain in a state fluctuating between fear, confusion, and a little bit of lust. Okay? Emily hastily sweeps her hair out of her eyes, fixing it back into place before addressing me. Aw, man, she put her hair back. Did I say Emily again? God damn it! This is the third time I've done that, and I didn't even catch myself this time. Okay. You seem a bit caught off guard, Hisao. Let's eat grandma versus let's eat grandma. Yeah, you're very right. You're very right. Don't eat grandma. A wave of laughter erupts from her, and I find myself grinning and rubbing the back of my head ruefully. Sorry, I just never seen someone so disheveled look so attractive. Never seen you without your legs on. Never seen you look so sorry. What is that? It's like never seen you without your legs on. It feels like the equivalent of never seeing grandma without her teeth. Now that we've brought up grandma. Emmy moves, sits. I'm caught up in the movements of her shirt, very nearly losing my... What? I was wondering what your reaction would be. The nurse called to tell me you were going to drop by, you see. And I know you haven't seen me, well, you know, without legs. You've got legs! You've just got half the usual amount of legs. It's not like you don't have legs at all. Come on. Jesus. I respond in a tone of casual surprise. What the fuck does casual surprise mean? Oh, you don't have them on? I didn't notice. There's your casual surprise. This is the almost truth. I very nearly didn't. It's obvious you pointed it out. It was like one of the first things. Stop lying. I'm not trying to be suave or anything, mind you. Somehow, I think Emmy would get offended by that. Instead, she sticks her tongue out at me and chucks a pillow at my head. Ass. Okay. I definitely catch the pillow and take a careful aim before throwing. Emmy laughs and rolls. What? Are we having a fucking pillow fight? Is that what's going on right now? Oh, okay. Dodging my shot, the shifting of her shirt distracting me enough so that the next thrown pillow hits me right between the eyes. Oof. I retaliate, of course, and once I've retaliated twice, well, a war was bound to break out sooner or later. And really, when Emmy appears to have a far better aim than me, well, it's just a matter of time before I'd have to resort to a suicidal charge. Gotcha. Eep. The fuck just happened? And once the charge was accomplished, well, of course I'd have to wrestle the pillows away from her. With that kind of struggle, of course we wind up in this sort of position. Excuse me? Come on, this is supposed to be like the no adult version. Let me double check. Options. Disable. Okay, it's still disabled. So, I don't remember what's supposed to be here. Okay, I don't remember like anything about this game other than like disabilities. So, I wasn't sure if this was like right before or the replacement. If this is the replacement, then we good. We good. I wonder if Rin will still come in. And so I find myself staring down at her from my position atop her. She's grinning, eyes sparkling with amusement, maybe a little sweaty now from her tussle. Tussle? Her chest is heaving up and down, sucking in air. That's what your chest is for. A small bit of my brain that is not currently enraptured by the sight and smell of her observes that she must still be ill because her stamina is not what it should be. We stay that way for a while. I'm not sure how long because everything seems to go fuzzy. Everything that isn't her anyway. Wow. Lemon scene will be a great loss. Lemons? I don't remember any lemons. It's okay. I feel like I don't need to remember the lemons. ripped storage building. I remember that quite clearly. Oh, God. Anyways, her eyes meet mine, and deep inside them, I almost catch a glimpse of what? Fear? Longing? Hope? Emmy? Inside her, you see Emmy. A cough suddenly convulses her, and I'm almost stumbling in my haste to get up and to apologize for everything. Sorry, I shouldn't have. It's fine, it's fine. She gives me a reassuring pat on the shoulder. So, what brings you here? Obviously to have a pillow fight. She's still breathing hard, and that causes her voice to shake slightly. Well, before I was so rudely assaulted by pillows, I came to see how you were doing. This earns me another shove. I nearly fall off her bed. Emmy's eyes sparkle again, and I wonder how I've never noticed how attractive they are before. Consumed with worry, were you? As a matter of a fact, yes, I was. Her tone is mocking. Haughty, teasing. She throws her arm across her forehead dramatically, grin still apparent from underneath. Couldn't bear the thought of me lying deathly ill. As we both recover from our brief wrestling match, Emmy appears to fall back on teasing me. Well, I wouldn't say I was consumed with worry, but after you didn't show up this morning like a total wuss. If you remember the storage building, you should remember the lemon. I don't. Unless you mean the lemon as in the scene itself. I have no idea what you're talking about. Emmy pouts, crossing her arms. Petulantly? What the fuck does that mean? And sticking out her lower lip. It's not my fault. Nurse wouldn't allow it. Sure he wouldn't. I completely believe you. Emily, Jesus fucking Christ, Miki, stop. Emmy sticks out her tongue again because this is Emmy and her name is spelled E-M-I. There's no L. Jesus. You're such a jerky, Sal. So how's your dinner? Did you enjoy slacking off? Not really. The phone woke me up pretty early on. The phone? Yeah, the captain of the team called to make sure I was doing okay. Also to let me know it was okay to skip practice. Good. At least she wasn't alone all day. Someone checked up on her. Although I can't help but think that it should have been me. Oh, that's good. He really keeps an eye on you, huh? Remy shrugs. It's his job. Being part of being the captain means you know where your team members are when they're not in school. Still, I guess it was nice of him to call, huh? Yep, sure was. Emmy yawns and shimmies down into a more comfortable position. So, how was your day? Kind of uneventful, you know? I went ahead and ran by myself and talked with the nurse about how you were doing. I meander through the day's events, none of which are particularly engrossing. That's when I'm distracted by an arm finding its way across my waist. It seems that Emmy fell asleep while I was talking, so I drew her blanket to cover us. Aww, this is so cute. This is so cute. This is almost better. She rolled over to her side, and now one leg is thrown over my legs, effectively trapping me. Hey. Seems ashamed to wake her up, but I have things to do. No, don't worry about it. Just, you stay there. It's fine. I gently shake her, but in response, she only tightens her arms grip on me and sighs a little. Yeah. My resistance to this position crumbles rather quickly. The feeling of her body breathing steadily is both calming and incredibly stimulating at the same time. My breathing cannot decide if it wants to relax or speed up. Relaxation wins. I find myself putting an arm around Emmy. I think I'm in love. What? Okay. The words slip out and hang in the air unnoticed. It's been like a week, 2 weeks. That was quick. It was very quick. At least I hope they've gone unnoticed. Emmy whimpers weakly through her dream, and her grip suddenly tightens again. For the first time I've known her, I have seen tears running down Emmy's face. Oh no, don't ruin this moment with this story. It feels like my heart is about to break. I instinctively tighten my own grip and stroke her hair in what I hope is a soothing manner. Words of comfort, meaningless in this situation, spring to mind. Maybe I should wake her. Are you supposed to wake people having nightmares? I can't for the life of me remember. It's sleepwalking. Don't wake a sleepwalker. That's what he's thinking of, not nightmares. The decision is taken from me as Emmy certainly jerks awake with a cry. Oh, oh, this is more than I can think if I want to hear without her knowing. Quickly, I sit upright and gently shake her shoulder to stir her. Hey, are you okay? What a silly question. Huh? What? Hisao? This is killing me. Oh, she's too cute to cry. She shakes her head as if to clear it, and quickly wipes her eyes. You had a nightmare, I think. Emmy shudders again and glances up at me a little cautiously, as if unsure whether or not she's actually up. Yeah, I guess so. You want to talk about it? A speedy internal debate seems to be going on in her head, which resolves itself with a shrug. No, I don't really remember much of it. I'm pretty sure she's lying to me, but somehow I don't think I should press the issue. Emmy shudders again and turns towards me, looking a little sheepish. Sorry for falling asleep on you like that. I keep my voice as soothing as I can. Hey, don't worry about it. You've been ill. Yeah, I guess that cold medicine's just made me a little drowsy. I guess so. Emmy does not strike me as the sort of person who'd fall asleep at the drop of a hat. Rin, maybe, but Emmy's far too energetic. Emmy gives me a half smile at my response, and then just like that she's back to her old self. Well, prepare yourself for tomorrow morning, Hisao. We'll have to go twice as hard to make up for today. But I went running this morning. No excuse. Oh, fine. I'll be ready for you. Emmy nods, satisfied. Good. I take this as my cue to exit. Well, I'd better get going, especially if I want to get enough sleep for tomorrow. I hop off the bed and head for the door. Hey, Hisao? I pivot neatly on my heel to face Emmy. She opens her mouth to say something, and then, in another first, I see her falter slightly. She closes her mouth again and opens it. Hisao, you need to stay with me so we can continue napping together, and then Rin can do the thing that is Miki's favorite part of this whole ordeal, and it'll be great. Thanks, damn it, for dropping by, I mean. You're kind of the first visitor I've ever had who wasn't Rin. Now that's surprising. I would figure that Emmys have people dropping by all the time. She's certainly popular enough, or so I thought, always talking to people in the hallways. Emmy hesitates again. And thanks for staying after well, a look of pain flits across her face. You know, it helped. Emmy. She brightens back up and waves cheerfully at me. See you tomorrow. Yeah, see you later. I'm just about to exit the door when something makes me turn around again. Hey, Emmy? Anytime you need to talk, let me know, okay? Emmy seems to be taken aback by this offer. Her grin gets wider. Sure thing, Hisao. See you in the morning. You think all the age scenes are in the next chapter? Yeah, I didn't think they were this soon. But if they're all like that instead, I'd be okay with that. I kinda like that more, because that was cute as fuck. Ugh, Emmy's so adorable. I exit Emmy's room with my head in a whirl. Should I have even left? Was she really okay? I want to turn around and march back down the hallway, open the door and tell her. Tell her I love her, tell her I think she's beautiful, tell her that I'll be there when she needs me. I want to stay with her, want to hold her close when she falls back to sleep. How many nights has she woken up like that, only to find nobody's there? I want to be that person she can be with when that happens. It's a silly thought, I know. We don't know each other that well, do we? This whole idea, while exhilarating, also makes me feel worry. Worry perhaps that I'd overstep my bounds. And now, to add to my troubles, it seems as if Emmy herself already has an interest in someone else. The track captain of hers who seems interested in her well-being. True, I've only seen the two of them together a few times, but that doesn't change the fact that these seem better suited for one another. It's really nothing to be done about that. I need to take my mind off this whole situation. I've got homework to do. He always has homework. Every day of the week, homework. That sucks, dude. Maybe that will distract me. So fucking cute. A night of restfulness has left me feeling fairly groggy this morning. The events of the previous day keep intruding upon my mind. The memory of how Emmy felt against me. The memory of our wrestling match. It was a pillow fight, but okay. And most bothersome, the memory of her nightmare. She was in so much pain. I can't stop wondering what it must be like for her to wake up with nobody there. The shower shocks me, awake with hot water, awake but still worried. What will happen today? Will things just go back to normal? End of episode, back to the status quo. The meta. There was a connection yesterday, something that nearly pushed us past the boundaries of normal friendship. Would that have been so bad? My mind goes back to the look in Emmy's eyes after our pillow fight. It seemed like she was daring me to go on, almost. But I can't know for sure. Anyway, the track captain's probably first in her affections. But even as I say that, my mind is already snorting derisive, whatever that is. I'm just looking for an excuse, a reason for everything to go wrong, a reason to not try. As if I've seen the two of them together outside of track practice. He's clearly never visited. Emmy said as much herself. If they were close, surely he'd visit. I'm such a wuss. I had to just go for it anyway. Damn the consequences. That's what Emmy would do, I think. Hell, I know that's what she'd do. Which is particularly why I'm convinced there's no interest on her end. She hasn't acted either. Maybe because of this track captain, it's possible she's got a bit of unrequited crush thing going on. But who would be able to clarify their relationship? Sure as hell can't be Emmy. She'd probably just laugh and ask why I wanted to know. I'm not ready to answer that yet. Rin would probably give me some cryptic answer or something, and then with my luck she'd just ask Emmy, who would ask me why I wanted to know, and I've already covered that problem. I wonder, could I get away with asking the nurse? He seems pretty protective of Emmy. I'm sure he'd know if something was up. And he owes me for not letting Emmy know he forgot to tell me about her being ill, so he'll keep quiet. What if he asks me why I want to know, though? I can shake him off, just say I'm curious as a friend. He'll buy that, won't he? Not a chance. Of course. It's settled then. After the run, I'll talk to him while Emmy's waiting outside the office. Wow, she's right there? There's no sign of Emmy when I arrive at the track. Is she still too ill? I decide to give her 10 minutes. I'm a little early, and she was ill yesterday, so if she takes a while to show up, it wouldn't be surprising. Still, I'd hate to just waste my time, so I occupy myself by stretching and pacing back and forth anxiously. What if I went too far yesterday? What if she doesn't come because she's embarrassed? What if... You're early again, Hisao. Crisis averted. Emmy has returned to us in all of her cuteness. Everything's okay. I'm impressed. Just like that, I feel the tension leave my body. Emmy seems to be bright and cheerful as usual. No sign that she was even ill the other day. Much less had a less than restful sleep. Still, I have to ask. Sleep well last night? It's just a throwaway question. Small talk. The sort of thing people ask when they bump into in a cafe while getting their morning coffee. But for us, at least, not for me. Wow, I texted my friend yesterday and she texts me back now. It's been like a full 12 hours. 24 hours, my bad. I can't tell time. I don't know if Emmy realizes that I'm not actually concerned about how well she slept last night, but the question does give her pause. After a short moment of what seems like a genuinely pondering this, she nods. Yep, sure did. Was it because of me? Why? You weren't there. Did I actually help? No! Or are you just saying that to get me to stop asking questions? Definitely. Good to hear. Emmy grins and begins warming up. So, ready to begin? Am I ready? Of course I'm ready. I was born ready. Emmy laughs at my bravado and we take off running. I keep a steady pace the whole time, breathing steadily. Let a man dream. Oh, Jesus. I still feel dead at the end, but at least I don't gasp like a fish out of water now. Emmy is positively beaming after the run today.
Nice job, Hisao. You're improving. You'll be half as fast as me in no time. This last line delivered with a teasing grin that I've grown all too used to. Oh, how exciting! Emmy begins to run her sprints while I take a cool-down lap. She's really pushing herself today. By the time I'm done with my lap, she's laying across one of the bleachers looking exhausted. Goodness, not pushing it a little too much today, are you? Goodness? What kind of fucking vocabulary does this guy have? You just have a cold. You did just have a cold, you'll recall. Emmy gives a annoyed snort and sits up. I'm just trying to make up for lost time, that's all. I went twice as hard today, you know. A good run always gets out the kinks, you know? Clears the mind, too.
Oh? Emmy nods vigorously.
Yep, it's a great outlet for that sort of thing.
She doesn't explain further, and I don't ask. I suspect I know the real reason why she went so hard today. Being sick had nothing to do with it. Something's bothering her. Maybe the nightmare, maybe something else. But it's not my place to pry. She'd tell me if she wanted me to know. I'm sure that comes in handy.
You have no idea.
The sincerity in her voice confirms my suspicion. The only problem is, even if I knew, even though I know she'd tell me if she wanted me to know, I still want to know. Something on your mind then? Emmy doesn't seem surprised by my question. Instead, she shrugs.
Nah, it's nothing getting worried about.
It seems as though she's trying to convince herself as much as she's trying to convince me. I open my mouth to ask if yesterday is responsible for her current state of mind, but think better of it. Too much risk of her taking the question the wrong way. Besides, I'm not even sure myself what to think about yesterday. Really, I can only get about as far as how it felt to have Emmy sleeping next to me before my brain shuts down. Suddenly, I just don't know how to speak. Sweet Christ. Let me just fix this because there's hairs in my ears and that's an incredibly strange feeling. Having her before me now, covered in sweat, looking wryly at me, she's making it difficult to think. Weird. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
We'd better hurry to see the nurse. We're running short on time.
Aren't we always? Emmy laughs at this, a dry chuckle that seems most un-Emmy-like.
Too true.
For a brief moment, she looks old, worn down by some old hurt. Just like yesterday, I can almost see her shoulder and the burden straightening up slightly. And then she's back to being Emmy again.
Come on, Hisao. Race ya.
With a fun smile, she darts off. Hey, no fair! I take off after her, knowing I won't catch her, but not caring. Even if there's no chance of catching her, I still run after her. Emmy's waiting for me at the door as I arrive.
Well, well, look who's finally shown up.
Yeah. Enjoy your victory while you can. Emmy grins as the nurse pokes his head out the door. Well, there you are. Come in, Hisao. In what has become a familiar routine by now, he checks my blood pressure and my heart rate. Bit fast today, isn't it? Yeah, I kinda raced Emmy here. The nurse laughs. That's never a good idea. He leans in to whisper me in a conspiratory manner. I don't know if you've heard, but Emmy's a bit of a track star. I reel back in mock surprise. Really? She's never mentioned it before! The two of us share a laugh. Did she do okay today? Colds seem to bother her? Why don't you ask her? He rolls his eyes in exasperation. Of course I'm gonna ask her too, but she'll tell me that she didn't have any problems, regardless of whether she did or not. So I'm asking you, because you're her friend, and you would probably tell me if she had trouble today. When he put it that way, it makes a lot more sense. She seemed pretty good today, a little more tired than usual. She was already feeling better when I dropped by yesterday, so I'm not that surprised. The nurse nods, though I notice he tenses slightly when I mention yesterday's visit. Well, that's good to hear.
I figured it was just a 24-hour thing. Emmy tends to recover quickly from colds and the like. Hey, speaking of Emmy, are she the track captain? Well, you know. Look of suspicion crosses his face. Why do you ask? Well, it's just that they seem kind of close, and I was curious, you know? And I'd never ask her because that would be kind of embarrassing. So far, so good. Now, to really sell it. Besides, I think they'd make a cute couple. The nurse laughs. Well, I don't suppose you're the first to think that, but I think I can say with some certainty the two of them will never be anything like that. The track captain's gay. I'm calling it. He's gay, and that he'll never be in a relationship with Emmy because he doesn't like women. Certainty? Yep. Not that I could tell you, of course. Confidentiality and all that. Yeah, right. You just like holding a secret over my head. That too. Right. Get out of here. I'm a busy man, you know. Jesus. I roll my eyes at his last statement and head out the door, motioning to Emmy to go in. The whole time I'm trying to keep from doing a celebratory dance. The two of them will never do anything like that. That's precisely the sort of thing I wanted to hear. I'm half tempted to make some sort of a move on Emmy right now, but I think the nurse would probably disapprove. Besides, I don't exactly know how Emmy feels about me. I mean, it's obvious that she cares about me as a friend, but something more than that? I can't be certain. Even so, I can't feel but hopeful. I just need to figure out a good time to tell Emmy exactly how I feel. Right now, right now. That puzzle should keep me occupied for the rest of the day at least. The rooftop is completely deserted. Normally I could count on Rin to be up here before me, but she is strangely absent. I wonder if she decided to accompany Emmy to the cafeteria for once. That seems pretty unlikely, but that's all I can think of right now. Part of me wants to look for Rin, but a larger part of me is too pleased with the way the sun feels on my skin to care. I pick idly at my lunch while I wait for Emmy and Rin to show up. It does not take long for me to hear the sounds of someone coming up the stairs. I wait until the door begins to open before talking. It took you long enough. Keep me waiting for you, honestly. The two of you are... Huh? Well, that's odd. The only person standing in the doorway is Emmy, who looks mildly confused. What do you mean, huh? It's me, you know, Emmy. We run in the mornings? She grins and I feel my heart jump slightly in the chest at the sight. Yeah, I knew that. I'm just confused. Where's Rin? Emmy's grin is replaced by a rather guilty-looking expression. Yeah, about that. I kinda sort of passed on my cold to her. Yes! Gave her my cold! I knew it. Oh dear. Am I at risk too? It would make sense after all. Emmy and I were in close contact the other day. So what did she and Rin do that got her ill? Steady on, lad. Don't go down that road. Oh my god. Sal. You need to relax. Sweet Christ. Easy there, boy. Rin's probably got a worse immune system than me. Emmy seemed shocked by my comment, like she hadn't considered that before. I hope not. I'd feel terrible if you got ill because of me, Sal. Oh man, I think I feel a fever coming on. Emmy looks horrified. Something I skipped, whatever. Sal, you stop getting sick this instant. I won't have it. Impulsively, she seizes me by the collar. Are you listening to me, Hisao? Sorry. Are you listening to me, Hisao's immune system? Get your ass in gear. I give a smart salute. Duly noted, ma'am. Emmy steps back and nods satisfied. Good. You are not allowed to miss any of our morning runs after all. But you missed a morning run. Emmy crosses her arms and looks at me. Yeah, but that's a special case. It was me and not you. That's not an explanation at all. Emmy looks flabbergasted. You're kidding, right? That explanation makes perfect sense. No, it doesn't. It's blatantly double standard. I don't see what that has to do with anything. Have I done Emmy's route before? Yeah, I have. I've only done Emmy and Rin. Oh, fine. Emmy seems pleased by her victory. Anyway, is Rin gonna be okay? She's not terribly ill, right? Emmy shakes her head. Nope, she'll be fine. What do you mean this explains so much? What is that supposed to mean? got her some cold medicine, so that should help her. Although, I probably should have made sure she didn't try to take them all at once. Rin.
It means what it means. Alright. Whatever.
She's done it before, you know.
Somehow I don't find this at all surprising. I doubt Rin is one to pay attention to maximum dosages and such. You should probably check in on her later then, just to make sure. Emmy shrugs.
I'll stop by after practice. She'll be fine until then.
I nod, figuring that line of conversation is over. The only problem is... Rules for me, not for you? What? The only problem is I don't know what else to talk about. So, got any more track meets coming up? This is a terribly roundabout way of trying to see if she's free on the weekend. If she's free, maybe I can ask her on a date or something. Well, assuming I can get myself to actually form the words. Emmy shakes her head.
Nah, not for another couple weeks, I think. The season's winding down.
Oh yeah, I came right in the middle of things, didn't I? Doesn't that mean exams are coming up soon? I should probably look into that. What do you do on weekends if there's not a meet? An eyebrow goes up and Emmy gets a teasing look on her face.
You're awfully inquisitive today, aren't you?
I shrug and hope it looks casual. Just making conversation. I don't know what it's like to be a track star after all.
Flattery.
She waves a hand idly.
I'm not actually that good, you know. You just happen to see me on a good day is all.
You liar.
Yeah, but humility is a sign of a good athlete. At least that's what my dad used to say.
Oh no, not this again. She shrugs and tries unsuccessfully to hide a rather troubled expression from her face to take on. Hey, what's up? You seem bothered by something. Emmy starts to deny it, then sighs in defeat. I wonder if she's too tired from being sick to get herself to deny it like that, like usual. Or if she actually just trusts me enough at this point to open up.
Well, you remember last night?
Do I ever? I settle for nodding, however.
That's not the first time that's happened to me. Actually, I kind of...
She pauses as if it suddenly occurred to her what she's doing. It's almost like she's breaking some sort of personal rule here. She starts up again, choosing her words carefully.
Well, not often, but on occasion. It's just been one of those weeks where that happens.
A sigh escapes her and she looks terribly frustrated. I reach over and give her a hug, which, unlike last time, doesn't seem to shock her. Instead, it seems to relax as my arms wrap around her. We stay that way for a while. Hey, you know I was serious last night. You can talk to me like if stuff like this is bothering you. It's always difficult to do that sort of thing solo, you know? Emmy smiles and breaks the embrace, but stays leaning on my shoulder.
Thanks, Hisao.
I'll be fine, I think. I can already see her reassembling herself, getting ready to bottle it all up again. Guess that topic's closed now. So, hey, given any more thought to the career survey?
Can't say I have. I don't tend to plan very far ahead, you know? Although I suppose I should at least start looking into college, huh?
I shrug. I suppose unless you were serious about that pirate thing. Last I checked, pirates didn't have much need for universities. Unless there's like a pirate university out there somewhere. Emmy giggles and starts to look a little like her old self, but there's a new element to her expression. Impish, that's how I describe it. Emmy looks impish, looking up at me with her head nestled into my shoulder.
Would you come with me if I ran off to be a pirate?
Of course I would. Who in their right mind would pass up the opportunity to be pirates with you?
Well, when you put it that way, I'm not sure.
She giggles again. I notice my heart seems to have sped up. It's probably due to Emmy's proximity to me. Then here's strawberries again. I can't help but grin as I gaze down at her. She's happy again.
Hey, Hisao? If you're gonna kiss me, you should probably do it soon. I think the lunch bell's about to ring.
That was bold. My thoughts grind to a sudden halt. I'm pretty sure my mouth is hanging open in shock. All I can manage is a strangled, huh? Green light, my dude. Yeah, come on, go. It's the signal. Get you a girl who knows what she wants. This amuses Emmy even more.
You were thinking about it, weren't you?
Hey man, she might just be Canadian. What does that mean, she might be Canadian? She sits up, bringing her face level with mine.
I'd probably enjoy it, you know? You're really, well,
Reference to... Oh, okay. I don't know the casually explained video, obviously. She briefly composes herself, looking like she's about to say something important.
if you hadn't figured it out by now, I think I've developed a bit of a crush on you. You're gonna have some, you're gonna have to do something about that.
What? You're gonna have to do something about that? Okay, let's... Done, let's go. This time, her grin short-circuits several important thought processes. At some point, I turn toward her, and at another point, her arms move around my neck, and yet another, my arms wrapped around her waist. I'll be damned if I could tell precisely when that happened. Because at the moment, there's only a voice in the back of my head yelling at me to kiss her. I look into Emmy's eyes. There it is. The thing I saw yesterday on the bed. It's there. Yeah, to Emmy. I'm like her straight at it to kiss her. It suddenly strikes me that she's worried that I'll reject her. What a silly worry for her to have. Yeah! Woo! Her lips taste faintly of strawberries. She leans into the kiss, her arms tighten around the back of my head, making sure that I don't pull away. You guys. Not that there was any danger of that. There's a churning feeling in my gut. The world falls away. There's just me and her on this bench. My arms tighten, drawing her waist closer, entranced by the feel of her. I inhale her scent, and my mind trying desperately to memorize everything about how she tastes, how she smells, how she tastes. Yisao, please. The ringing of the bell snaps us both back into reality. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. We break the kiss. Emmy's cheeks are suddenly flushed, slightly flushed, and she seems to be catching her breath. In defense, so am I. It's what did I say? I didn't say strawberries, did I? I said something else. Whatever. We stand there for a few moments trying to wrap our heads around what we've just done. Emmy is the first to break the silence. She tastes like strawberries. Okay.
So, wanna grab dinner after I'm done practice?
What a coincidence! I was about to ask you the same thing. Well, actually, I was supposed to go to some kind of proper date on the weekend or something, but the thought was there, so I think. Emmy gives me a playful shove.
Yeah, right. You are still in shock from how incredibly awesome I am at kissing.
We begin to head back down the stairs to our respective classrooms. Hey, I didn't see you talking immediately afterwards either.
That I didn't. See you after practice, Yisao.
She leans in quickly and gives me a quick kiss in the middle of the hallway, sending me into another brief state of a mental freefall. As I head into the classroom, a giggling Misha greets me.
Why, Hee-chan, you romantic, you. Did you confess on the rooftop? Did you?
Actually, I think it was the other way around. This sends Misha into a fresh fit of laughter.
Young love is unpredictable, isn't it?
This being Misha, I suppose I shouldn't have expected her to tease me over this. I should have. I guess. Before I can really respond, Muto enters the classroom and Misha skips off to her seat, giggling all the while. I expect that I'll get a lot of that sort of conversation now, especially seeing as Emmy kissed me right in the middle of the hall. But somehow I don't care about that. For the first time since arriving here, my heart feels right. You know, it's weird because your heart is wrong and that's why you're here. Okay. Wow, what a perfect opportunity to end the stream. This is great. Act 3, perspective. Awesome. Let's just... That's very nice. Let's just save that game. And, yeah, that was fun. Look at that, we got an extra picture now.
I don't know why this one's kind of hidden, but whatever. I highly doubt it, but let's see if anybody I know is streaming. Nobody I know is streaming. Alright, well, it was a short stream today because I have my interview in an hour. But I will see you all again tomorrow for some more Emmy. Haha. In case you guys aren't already, I know the majority of you aren't, but oh, that's caps. Hang on. Here's my Twitter and my Discord, even though it, you know, tells it every like 15 minutes or something like that. Join it! You'll know when I'm going live, even though it'll be noon Atlantic time, 11 Eastern. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Bye!